if you've got members in, let's say, the Advantra Gold plan or United Healthcare Medicare Complete, or whichever one of these plans you got them in, the sooner that consumer is able to use their benefit and feel like they got something, the higher chance A, they're going to keep it during AEP, and B, the higher chance that they're going to give you referrals. Good morning, insurance agents in the senior market. Welcome back to Near and Far. It's Friday, January 15th. Thank God it's Friday. Rob, you feeling good? You got big plans for the weekend?
No, this is the first weekend I'm going to take it easy. Steelers being out of playoffs means I get to take a nice lazy Sunday, which I'm looking forward to enjoying.
Yeah, well, we actually were asking the viewers for donations through Venmo for Chris's therapy bill after the Steeler game, so let's not drop into that. I think there's been enough angst over how bad they played. And to our agents in Northeastern Ohio, congratulations, way to go. Great win, hope you guys do well this weekend. So, well, hey, I wanted to chat a little bit with you about first quarter marketing, and I know that we've been back and forth a lot on plans that your agents are putting together, lead programs, different things. But one of the things that's kind of striking to me when both I'm talking with agents and even the conversations, you and I or Kristen and I or we're all having together is how agents are including a referral strategy in their first quarter marketing plans.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's the best time to do it because things come out of AEP a little slow with the holidays and all those things. So it's a really nice time to start planning and seeing who you can get out of your existing clients.
Yeah, and for those of you that didn't get a chance to catch the episode that Kristen and I shot last week, specific on goal setting for first quarter, you probably want to go back and take a look at that. If you had subscribed to our page, you would have seen it. So make sure to hit the subscribe and enable notifications button to make sure you're getting that great content. But specifically to referrals, I feel it's kind of like the overlooked middle child in marketing plans. It's like, you've got direct mail lead program, and then you've got internet leads and all these various sources, but referrals are really the backbone of any insurance agent's practice because a referral is the most sure sale you're probably going to be able to make.
Oh, it's the most concrete. It takes a lot to screw up a referral, I feel like, sometimes now, either by not getting back to them or just doing something really abysmal. They're tee-ups, they're slam dunks. We're skating across the blue line 2-on-1, and there's a nice juicy pass coming across the net.
Ready for a one-timer.
Can you knock it in?
Yeah. I'd like to think so. I mean, it was great that NHL hockey season started on Wednesday. Yeah. I mean, that made me feel really good. But tell you what, why don't we talk about a couple different ways with our agents to generate referrals, and maybe that would be helpful to you guys. So. One of the first methods that, and I think I've talked about this on previous episodes, but I think it's good to go into again, is making post-enrollment follow-up calls. So, talking about things, Rob, like, going through your entire book of 1-1 business, anyone that you changed plans, and hitting them back up.
Oh, yeah. And this year so far, I've taken a lot of inquiries from consumers who just haven't received cards. It seems like there's a lot of things going on with, like the Postal Service being a little bit slower than typical, just everything going on with COVID. So it makes a really good step to take to proactively reach out to someone. That way you're not just hammering calls from your clients to say, where are my cards at? Why don't I have coverage? Talk to them about that.
And beyond even that, I think anytime a consumer switches plans for January 1st, there is an anxiety level, even if they felt really good about it at your sales appointment in October, November, early December, that, oh my God, it's different.
Right.
The first time I go to the doctor, is my coverage going to work? Will they accept the ID card? Am I going to have issues at the pharmacy? And I've always advised agents that, that call that you're making to your consumer in the first week or two of January, and if you haven't made them already, there's still time. Get on the phone with your clients. But that really helps, especially in an OEP environment where if the consumer thinks things aren't working well, they can flip it.
Right. But that goes the other way. If you're taking that proactive step to to reach out to them, see if they do have any appointments coming up, and making sure that they have everything that they need for that doctor's appointment. That's going to give it opens up a conversation that, oh yeah, Jim, my buddy or my neighbor, he's already having an issue. We're 2 weeks into AEP or 2 weeks into the new year.
Yep.
We're in the middle of OEP. Is there something you can do for them?
Yeah. Well, and even if that's ideal. That's like a gold mine where the consumer says, "Hey, my buddy's having this problem." But just whenever you're making those calls to your members, post enrollment, and calls that you should be making right now, and if you haven't made them, I'd suggest getting on the stick. But call them, check on their cards. Is everything working correctly? Have they been able to get their drugs? And then hit them with, "Hey, I'm glad that everything's working well." Or if there's a problem, I'm going to get this fixed for you. Do you know anyone else who maybe wasn't able to select a new plan during AEP that I can help? Please have them call me. So that's certainly probably a primary way to go.
And I think that's, I'm trying to remember who had originally brought it to us, where it was, if you're not getting referrals, it's generally because you're not asking for them. So if you want to drive that particular that volume, that's the key. And with a lot of our really prolific producers that are out there, that's where a lot of this is coming from their conversations.
Yeah. Well, a very good close personal friend of mine says this line all the time, and I think it's super appropriate to close out this part of our discussion on referrals. You got to ask for what you want.
Yeah.
Very rarely are people just going to offer it to you. Just ask and see what happens.
Right. Well, they can say no. Okay, cool.
Moving on. So the second kind of piece of that referral puzzle that I really like to talk about is making calls to your book of business, whether they switch plans during AEP or not, but calling those people who have an OTC benefit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's whether it's ones that are through the catalog, whether it's like a physical location where you're going to Walgreens or CVS or wherever it is. Some of them are online, but hitting those existing members who have the OTC benefit.
Oh, absolutely. And this year I think is one of the first years where a lot of consumers aren't automatically receiving catalogs from some of the carriers, where they have to make a proactive outreach so there might be someone who's just sitting there kind of twiddling their thumbs waiting for the catalog to come in, and it's never going to come.
That's a great point. Didn't we do something on social media about that this week? Yeah. Was it Aetna?
Yeah, it was something through Aetna that they could obviously go online, and in their welcome kit it says you can go online and do this, but do you really think members pick up and read every single piece of their welcome kit? It would be beautiful if they did. There's a lot of good information in there.
Well, heck, I mean, if you ask Jill Henderson, Jill will tell you that if I get an email that has 2 paragraphs, she's hoping that I read the first sentence.
Yeah.
And so I full and fair disclosure, I'm owning that one. I'm not a great reader of emails, so if you send me a 3-paragraph one, it may get lost in translation. Yeah. But to your point, if a member's getting the welcome kit and it's stacks of books and papers and all this stuff, the carrier is hoping that they see get your catalog online. How many of the people are seeing that? I'm sure very few.
Right, exactly. So coaching them through that, and if it's the first time that they've had, that over-the-counter benefit in their plan, because these are pretty new. I mean, we've seen them grow in popularity over the last few years, but this person might be on their plan for the second or third year, and if they've never used it, how are they going to know that, the different methods they can do, all the different things that they can get, and what is actually in that catalog that they can order? Maybe they have diabetes or something like that, and they can get different things associated with that through there, that treat that particular condition.
Yeah. So, and I remember reading something that Nehu had put out over the course of the last couple of years, and this really kind of stuck with me as a takeaway, because I actually read that. I read that thing. So one of the things that I read specifically in that Nehu piece was the single biggest driver of retention in terms of your book of business is the consumers feeling like they got value out of their plan. And you think about it, like, okay, if you've got members in, let's say, the Advantra Gold plan or United Healthcare Medicare Complete, or whichever one of these plans you got them in, the sooner that consumer is able to use their benefit and feel like they got something, the higher chance A, they're going to keep it during AEP, and B, the higher chance that they're going to give you a referral. So you may or may not have somebody who needs a PCP visit, But if they've got an OTC benefit on their plan, if you can get them to order stuff and get them back in, all of a sudden it's like, wow, I got value out of this thing. I need to tell Bob and Jim and Gladys and Loretta, who I hang out with at McDonald's drinking my senior cup of coffee. I need to tell them about this,
right,
and then drive them to my agent.
Oh, absolutely. And there's a lot of, with some of our older folks, they might not be as tech savvy as some of our agents are. So how many times have you gone on Amazon and shop for anything? Being able to coach them through it, it's not very difficult, but if they've never done it, you're going to add value to yourself, to them as their agent as well.
Yeah, and not all of these programs are online only.
Right.
I mean, some of them it's like take the provided debit card from your plan, go to Walgreens, get a bunch of stuff, swipe the card, then it comes off the receipt. Right. Or you can call in. Like I can remember a couple years ago, one of our agents, his whole referral strategy was built around, I call my member who's got an OTC benefit. We look through the catalog together, they pick out some stuff, and then we do a 3-way call with the catalog company, and we place the order together.
Yep.
And he said that drove a referral that led to an enrollment like 50% of the time. Like it was this whole thing. It was like, I just write plans that have OTC benefits, and then I use it to generate referrals. I mean, the guy wrote a lot of business. He probably was an evil genius.
Oh yeah, it's quality strategy.
Yeah. All right. So the last item, and this is something where I think agents have done this here or there, but I think it's really a good thing to talk about is doing a newsletter. And quarterly is probably the best in terms of sending that to your existing clients. Is staying in front of them in print.
Oh, absolutely. And when you talk about print, I know we talk about like digital or physical, but I mean, a lot of the folks, a lot of seniors are going to be more akin to a tactile piece, and might go a little bit further. They might not be as tech savvy. Though mostly everyone has an email, and nowadays, getting something like you said, getting your name out there in front of them, so that they, number one, remember who you are, because you meet a lot of clients and you might not remember every situation, but if you can put yourself out there in front of that particular consumer, it's going to help them remember that you have value for them.
And I think that's a good point, that when we talk about that type of newsletter, it doesn't just have to be print. Like it very well can be digital. That we're talking about getting in front of them. It's about getting your message in front of them. And, there were a lot of agents that we talked to during the summer, especially when they were considering, like, do I need to do virtual meetings?
Right.
And we would ask, oh, we'll just send out an email to all of your consumers. And they're like, I don't have those. So that I think is a really good point. That if you aren't collecting your consumers' email addresses, I think that's a great move. Not just for the purposes of doing a digital newsletter, but for putting yourself in the position to be able to communicate with your clients en masse if something goes on. Like one example of that would be like, you've got 47 Med Sup clients on Scarecrow Mutual, which is always the example plan that we utilize. But you got 47 clients, they take a 10% rate increase. What's quicker? Sending an email to all of those people saying, hey, we may want to relook at your rates again to see if there's a cheaper plan available to you. Your plan had a rate increase. Let's get on the phone. Or dialing 47 times.
Or what's going to be more effective if you do both? I mean, if you hit them with an email and it pings on their phone, it says, oh, I got a rate increase coming up. And then, the next day they see your number call and they're going to be more prone to answer that call too.
Yeah, absolutely. So specifically about the newsletter, I think what the newsletter helps to do for you as an agent, specific to the referral subject, is it helps to put you in a position where you may be the answer, right place, right time. And here's what I mean by that is that you never know when that door is going to open. Like the consumer could be talking with a friend of theirs who's upset about their health plan, or they had an issue at the pharmacy, and your newsletter happens to be either A, sitting on their kitchen table as they're talking to their friend, or B, they just read your email, and then they're talking to their friend. It's like, bang, door is open. It's time to score.
Well, absolutely. And when you look at those, Bill, what type of information? I mean, that might be a good thing for a good piece for a know-it-all.
That would be great.
How to build something like that out, because I think a lot of people have these ideas, and really to actualize them, I think we could give some good strategies and best practices on that.
Yeah, no, I think that would be great. And one of the things I think if you guys do an episode like that, you and Kristen on your show Know It All, in terms of building a really solid newsletter, is helping our agents understand how they can access Kat, who's our graphic designer.
Absolutely.
And then if they decide to go with a physical piece, how she can help lay that out for them.
Right, and develop that, because what a big piece of that has been developing brand, you know, where you have your own logo, and when your client sees that, it's immediate. They know, oh, this is Bill Gray, insurance agent. So that's something Kat's been doing for a lot of our agents. It's really, really, really effective.
Yeah. So if you would like to put together your own physical newsletter and you want to talk with our graphic designer about how to lay that out, Ryan's going to give you Kat's email address right here, so you can go ahead and hit her up. She does a ton of custom marketing work for our agents all of the time, and I think you'll be amazed at the quality of the material she can help you put together for your clients, not only to make sure that your brand is strong and those consumers want to do business with you, but help you generate referrals. So, all right, so you got a quiet weekend planned.
Yep.
Just kind of chilling out. Obviously, after the Steelers just got crushed last weekend, what are your thoughts about the upcoming week in the NFL?
I gotta see. I'm very confident in seeing Kansas City go all the way. That's really where my heart of hearts is.
Well, the thing that I think I'm most enthused about seeing is Tampa Bay and New Orleans.
Oh yeah,
Breeze versus Brady this weekend. I mean, you got two of the oldest, most accomplished quarterbacks in the NFL going head to head. New Orleans seems to have had Tampa's number earlier in this season. I cannot wait. That's the must-see game for me this weekend.
And it really is. It's like the end of an era, of that class. So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out.
I've been waiting for the end of the Tom Brady era seemingly for 10 years. The guy never stops playing. Like, I think I'll be retired from Neishloss and Fleming before Tom Brady is retired from the NFL.
Yeah, he'll be on a practice squad somewhere coming in.
Yeah, oh God, I would love to see that happen. So, well, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Hope we gave you a lot of great content about generating referrals and how to do that to grow your business during first quarter. This has been Rob, I'm Bill, and this has been Near and Far. We'll see you Monday. Take care.
Bye.